how many of you grew up with cable or satellite in your homes? Almost everybody. How many have satellite or cable in their, wherever they are now, in their dorm or their home? And how many, when you graduate, plan to pay for cable or satellite? That, my friends, is the future of television.
Wow.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
One of the biggest things that is happening now is younger and younger people are putting are independent filmmakers. It's like you can be a producer anyone can call themselves a producer. Everyone in the room is a producer. But I think it's a question of what gets uploaded ultimately. Do you have any experience? Are you just somebody who's just, putting something up because you can? I look at two tracks. I think there's a low budget track that is very beneficial time to be on. But if you only pursue that track and you say, look, I can be a filmmaker, I don't need all of this traditional TV structure and media companies and all that, I can just go do it, you're gonna miss a huge thing, which is experience. And some structure and teaching and other people around you really teaching you how to make something that is of better quality.
It's the best time in the world ever to be an independent storyteller, or that's willing to potentially work in film or on television or in mobile, short form or long form. I mean, telling narratives or being, or documenting other things, or just, like all bets are off in terms of even what you can do in the genre right now, because there's so many platforms for it. I do think one of the things that's going to change is the business model for creative people, though, because whereas, you used to have to go to somebody like Rob and get Rob to buy your project and hopefully, and that will still exist. But increasingly, one of your buyers could be, or one of your benefactors could be, an advertiser who needs content. I mean, more and more advertisers are desperately trying to figure out how to make their own content that they feel enhances their brand that's not a commercial. Like they want to tell stories. And they're really trying to figure out how to do it. We're kind of hoping that we can help them tell stories too, because we have that expertise, but you'll be able to go right to them and tell them, I know how to do it.
We've got this Distinguished Filmmakers Network, and and this thing is going to scare the hell out of ad agencies at some point, because when I go into a client and show them the creativity that you guys have, and the fact that you could take a creative brief and feed it to 50 people at the same time, versus an ad agency who has the same 6 creative people sitting around a table trying to figure out how to sell that dog food again, Campus Movie Fest, Distinguished Filmmakers Network is going to be a thing to be reckoned with, and I think the access that these guys are giving you with that is incredible.
All of you in this room, I think, intuitively know, like, I want to watch what I want to watch, and I want to pay for what I want to watch, and I'm not going to pay for the rest of it. So I think intuitively, that's where things over time will go. And I think it's the same with authorship and the creative stuff. You're going to have an idea or a point of view, and you're going to find and know how to find and quickly be able to find what you could never do before, a pocket of fans that totally get what you're doing. So that in itself is it's like a la carte content. And I think that's the whole change, and ultimately I think that will be how everything goes. It doesn't appeal to everyone. That's a good thing, actually. It appeals to a subset of people that will make it explode and will get behind it in a way. They're rabid fans. And also, for the first time, you are the generation that knows how to find those people quickly. You can even get funding for your project quickly because they get what you're doing with they get it. They're like, I get this guy, I get this project, I'm going to contribute money to it. And for the first time, you can find and create and socialize those fans in a huge way. And that is the thing that I would focus on if I was your age, and also what is going to make you the most valuable. If you can bring to me, I'm a guy who's brought this pocket of, look who I have behind me. My legion of people, they're online, I don't know any of them, but they've contributed. You are a valuable person, you are a leader, and you're going to be picked up by a larger media entity who can't do that. That's what we can't do. That's all I'm looking for, is people that can do that. To me, it starts with the talent. What I'm looking for in a pitch is something, it's a cookie that I have not tasted before. I bought Oreos, and whatever, Chips Ahoy. I don't need any cookies, so I don't know. I'm using that as a metaphor right now, but but I don't want a cookie I ever tasted. I want something totally new, because that when I get that feeling of risk, that's when I know it's good.
Distinctive stories told distinctively is going to be the most important thing, and I would find collaborators amongst yourselves. I mean, I think I wouldn't necessarily encourage you to be on this journey on your own. I think collectives of people together, riffing off of each other, helping each other with projects, making their way together, I think is ultimately going to be more of a successful way, because it's uncharted territory, and you need the sustenance of other creative people. That's what I would say.